Hello, and welcome back to the Banner Saga, where you're probably unsurprised to hear that morale is low. Sorry, weak. Oh, we've actually got less supplies than I thought, but going into battle with weak morale just seems like bad, so let's just double check here. Okay, nobody's wounded right now. We've actually got... Okay. Yeah, we will rest a day or two. Let's do 2 days, just because I don't know how long it's gonna be. Good morale is good. Yeah, what a smart thing to say. Anyway, let's get back on the road. I'm waiting for the whole situation, that whole bird situation to come back to bite me. The sounds of a skirmish alert you to a Varl surrounded by a half dozen armed fighters. One man spots you and shouts, "Leave us to our business. This Varl killed my father without reason." The Varl is about to respond when a man attacks. The giant swats the blade aside and silently watches for the next assault. Well, I'm not going to defend him outright. Not interfering sounds fucked up, so let's hear what the Varl has to say. The Varl shrugs as if unconcerned, saying, "This one's father and I had a business deal. He lied. Now he's dead." "Lies?" shouts the man. "You murdered him over a lie, you coward?" The men wildly attack the Varl, who deflects them well enough, but you're uncertain of how long he can keep it up. This is... I mean... I don't like this, because I don't want them to... I don't want to leave them... Is he gonna... I don't know. I think the Varl is gonna die if I let them settle their own dispute. But if I defend the Varl, I feel like that's gonna harm morale, because... defending a murderer, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. The game hasn't told me shit about fuck, so what am I supposed to go off of other than stupid gut instinct and shitty options? Boy, we're off to a rip-roaring start. He seems unconcerned, so you know what? Let them settle their own dispute. You quickly decide this minor scuffle between man and Varl is not worth the caravan's precious time, and none of your business besides. Your warriors return with you, some more reluctantly than others. Somehow that improved morale, and... what? Okay, game, you gotta pick some shit. One, those messages still fly by way too fast, and they don't tell me why they're happening. So I don't know if I just gained or lost morale for that. I assume I gained morale and then I lost morale because the day passed, but I don't know. Oh boy. A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Jesus, dude, look where you're walking a little more. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches of blue mottle her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this, says a woman. We could be in danger here, points out another. Well, that looks like the town there. Somehow I don't think that that looking for other survivors is going to be a good idea, because I don't know, they either survived or they didn't. I'm only putting myself in danger by going searching for them when they might not be there. Well, not that I actually expect this game to be medically accurate, but if she's actually like blue, I mean, it doesn't take that long for hypothermia to set in, but to actually like, well, frankly, she's dead anyway. Um, uh, like given the level of technology they apparently have, she's probably dead, because when you get frostbite or hypothermia, well, specifically frostbite, but also possibly hypothermia, um, if you see blue, the tissue's dead. I have frostbite in like one of my fingers and a couple of my toes, and it's not. I didn't get it very badly at all. So the tissue's not dead, but the nerves are, because the nerves are the things that die first. And if the tissue turns blue, it's dead. You have to amputate it. And in a setting like this, some tells me amputation doesn't have a very good success rate. So, yeah, because if you don't amputate it, then it just rots, and then you get sepsis and you die. So we'll keep moving. After that little diversion, keep moving, but let the healers tend to, or I don't know, maybe they can figure something out. I guess there is magic and shit in this world, so I need a drink though. Fighters stay alert for any threat while the caravan moves on. The healers rub the girl's arms and legs. Oh, did we stay with the healers there? Why didn't we bring... Oh, I guess they sort of implied that moving her was a bad idea. Fuck that. The healers rub the girl's arms and legs under blankets to no avail. An hour later, one healer approaches you with tears in her eyes. She says nothing, only shakes her head. Yeah, that's sort of what I expected, but I also did... That was like the least impactful version of that. There was no option to...
was never the kind of place someone would build a town.
This game.
The Var living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
Volume looks lower than usual. Did it forget my audio settings again? I can't even get into the options. The Var will find you before you see them. Not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Ivor tells them he's come to see someone named Coomer. Crummer? Crummy. I don't know. Croomer. Well, I'll be damned. Croomer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings you... I don't know how to pronounce that. Ygnvar to Wormtail with his very own village of humans. Bad news. Dredge are coming down from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in the mead house. As you follow the old Varl into their meager town, you catch... Fucking commas. You catch him quietly saying, if it were anyone else... I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you. Half want to go north and find out what happened at Blotzbalkar. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? You know, I'm just noticing... I can't... I was going to not say anything about it, but it's bothering me because his animation is so weird. One, if you have a warhammer or a war pick like this, why would you ever hold it like this? Especially if you're just walking around idly, but in general, why would you ever hold it like this? And two, dude's got a clouded over eye, so I can't help but say, boy, man, did you not learn your lesson when you poked yourself in the eye the first time? Not to carry it like that? Fuck's sake, my dude. Try to just put it off to the side. I don't know. Anyway, apparently we made this a problem. We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. You've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. It's Krumer's call. It won't be long before Dredge are here too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Yorinder what's going on. Who's Yorinder? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Yigvar, where'd you find these people? Stay here and rest, but once yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grofheim. Why is that a separate fucking sentence? More travel? No, we've already come so far. Please don't become that character. Oh, there we go. Stop the pouting, girlie, even if Yorinder won't listen to a tired old Varl like me. Comma. I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Yingvar here. They'll listen to Ivor? Ha, he hasn't told you? Of course he hasn't. Do what you need, but don't be long. Oh, okay, so he's a long-lost prince or some shit, I'm sure. Not that they could just... This game dances around too much and has none of the depth to make its intrigue usable, meaningful, anything. What you got for me? Krumer, can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try. I've never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done, then. How did you get all these Varl to follow you? Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much for me left. Wasn't much. I don't know if this is stylized or just badly written. Should be. I'd flip-flop these. Wasn't much for me left to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtoe. They still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing, though, don't it? So, any wisdom on fighting Dredge? Depends how much you know. They're all armor. Tap them hard enough and it'll shatter. Line up a whole row of slag and they'll explode on each other all the way down. Get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. If you see one bang his axe like a tuning fork, try and kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up. So who is Yingvar? Ha, I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he can stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean the dredge bashing type. He was called Yingvar then. And if you want to know why he changed his name, best ask him yourself. I'm too old to peddle in gossip. I don't know, man. You're dead naming him, so you tell me. I bet you have some incredible stories. I might. Or I could be the most boring Varl you ever meet. Depends how much you like killing Dredge. Ask me again someday. Might tell you about the time we filled a dead yox with whale teeth. What? Under what circumstances would that ever... What? And why? Yeah, no, I don't believe for a second that story ever gets told. Because that's not a story that makes sense. I best leave you to your business. I suppose you should. Take care, friend of Yingvar. Well, what do we got? Frothing rage for no clear reason. Aggro stat, dodge strength. Wait, dodge. Right, okay. Yeah, it just means. I assume that just means it doesn't apply to armor. Anyway. +1 will rest. Sure, I mean, it's dead cheap. Why would I not? This whole supply system seems incredibly stupid to me, but why does it cap? Oh, because that's the amount available. You know, it'd be just like this game for me to buy out all the supplies and then the game to be like, hey, you bought out all the supplies, so now everyone's pissed at you and they're gonna drive you out of town. Fuck you. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. So +1 will / rest. I don't know what the rest part of it is. But then it's just... I just don't know. I don't get it. Doesn't explain... Well, let's see. If I apply this... It doesn't even show up, which is quite irritating. Anyway, let's see. +2 aggro. +3 will. We've only got one person who's level 4. And no reason to apply aggro to Alette. Why is Alette a higher level than Rook? This whole XP and level up system is really fucky. I get why it's the way it is, but like in terms of no, I don't even know what I was trying to say there. I don't. It's overly complicated and yet not nearly deep enough. It's just odd. And I get why they want you they're trying to force you to play with all your characters, to get kills with all your characters. But that's fundamentally not a good strategy. Like, that's not how any battle ever works. Like, you don't have everyone getting kills. There are people, unless everybody has the exact same job and is the exact same strength, like whether in reality or in a game, you don't have everybody perform the same tasks in the same way. That's like, even in the days of like ancient warriors, early civilization and stuff like that, there were still people who specialized in this and that and the other thing. And clearly, in this kind of case where everybody has such disparate abilities, like, why would I want everyone to get the same number of kills? I'm going to have people who are specialized in softening people up, or specialize in weakening their armor, but may not have the strength to kill people as frequently or with as much force. It just doesn't make any sense. I get why it's the way it is, but it's stupid. It's basically what it comes down to. Curious why Krummer is in the party, but I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. Honestly, this map is such a mess and largely illegible. So it's... I guess I can technically zoom in and out, but again, like, the shit's not even... It'd be one... if it's pixelated when you zoom in, you should have rendered everything at a higher resolution. I mean, it's just embarrassing. Meanwhile, there's all this detail and stuff that, like, I don't know, it's probably interesting, but who's gonna do this? Who's gonna go and click on every tiny little piece of text and read these things arbitrarily? I think I've discussed this before. It's similar to like when games put books on shelves. In fact, I think I talked about it during my Arcanum playthrough, and that might not even be the only place. If you want to deliver lore and it's actually important at all, I mean at all, if it's not 100% optional and basically worthless, then you should not be delivering it in a codex or in books on shelves or random scraps of paper. It should be delivered in the game. This is not in the game. This is a side thing because they didn't know where else to put it. Somebody wrote a bunch of shit and then they didn't know how to work it in, so they did this. It's lazy. It's not compelling. It takes people out of the experience, and it's likely to be missed by most people, or actively ignored by most of the rest. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really know that we need to rest. Suppose we can rest on the road, right? I'm a little worried about staying here. Grofheim's quite a few days out, says Krumer, and nothing worse than crossing the wastes, I imagine. If there's anywhere you might be safe from dredge, it's there. You steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtoad joins you. That's interesting. Actually, I forgot that there's only one... Wait a minute. Okay, well, of course, they immediately drop me to low morale to fuck me over. Fuck you, game. Also, I was thinking about... So before this, they said they added 62 Varl. And I think that's right. I'd have to go check the old footage, but Ivor was the only Varl, notable Varl in the... Is that a... So what part... Something's wrong. Either Ivor is the only Varl, and they're counting non-Varl fighters as clansmen, quote unquote. But they also previously had said that, I think they had previously said that he was the only one in the town. So does the game have random encounters and it's throwing the wrong ones at me? I mean, there's so many encounters, these have got to be random, right? They wouldn't bother to script all of them. I think I saw something to that effect before, but... anyway, yeah, I don't know why that whole encounter with that... Well, no, because I guess it's not, because there were Rook-specific... Well, I guess those didn't technically have to be Rook. Oops. Got my finger on the escape key. That's an interesting behavior. Good one. I guess those didn't technically have to be said by Rook. I think they had Rook's name in the thing, but they could easily edit that. That's easier to edit than writing... I don't know. I'm overthinking it. Anyway, it's fucked. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. Yeah, brilliant. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Gathering them, gathering the fruit, fucking fix your sentences. This seems bad idea. This seems unnecessary. The animals thing feels like it's a decent option, but I feel like this is the best one. After a short time, you notice the slurred speech of a young man partaking of the fruit. Besides a little drunk, he seems perfectly fine. I mean, fermented fruit is still good food. As long as it's not actually poisoning anyone. So, I don't know. Take a bite just to check it. Several watch as you taste the fruit. You pause after swallowing and feign choking. Alette rushes to your side in a panic, but your laughter soothes everyone's concern. Soon everyone is a little tipsy from the fermented fruits and spirits are high. It does have that effect as well. I guess we don't care about kids getting drunk. I don't know why I don't even know why I said that. It's a very like it's a thing that gets talked about a lot, especially in the U.S. where the drinking age is so high. I don't actually feel that way. I think it's absurd that you have to be 21 to drink. I think parents should be introducing kids. Like I was telling my aunt, I've got younger cousins and things, and I was telling my aunt, like, listen, your daughter's going off to college. Probably let her have a glass of wine at home, because otherwise kids go to college and then they don't know what they're doing and they drink too much and get fucked up because they've never experienced it before, and then it's just a dangerous situation all around. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. I don't know, these people are just eating fruit off the vine like it's no big deal. I guess they don't give a shit about anything. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy!" and points up to a burning tent closest to the outlying Varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Why do I feel like I've seen this already? Fuck's sake. Varl aren't going to help even if I command them. I don't really care about the boy. I care about the supplies. Organize the peasants to put out the fires. I feel like these are pretty much the same thing, but you look away from the petrified Varl and rush to help others dip blankets into water barrels to combat the fire. When the flames seem under control, you're able to retrieve the coughing boy. The ashamed Varl retreat further from camp while peasants count the lost supplies. What in the depths was that about? Jesus Christ, game, could you wait until I'm not reading to pop that shit up and then hold it there until I dismiss it or something? Just, I didn't even see what that was. I think I lost morale and supplies, but I don't know. What in the depths was that about? You mutter to yourself. Something about the fire, Oddleaf tells you. I've heard of this before. They don't like it. Doesn't change what happened, you think to yourself. Oh, that's right. Rook doesn't know that Varl don't like fire. Well, except for if Ivers told him, which I guess maybe since they've lived together so long, they probably should. But yeah, it's... Okay. We gotta camp. I swear this... It's just passing by faster and faster. You haven't seen Alette for much of the day. When you do find her, she's returning to camp alone from a fair distance away, looking rather sullen. She keeps her eyes on the ground as you approach. Sit quietly beside her. I feel like things are changing so quickly, she eventually confides. It's not just that. Everything is going so wrong. I've been talking to Ekil a lot. This gets your attention. What has he been telling you? He told me how he and Onef are kin. Ekil had a sister who married Onef, but she died a long time ago. They've been bound since, but then Onif left without him. She just left him behind without a word. That's why he came after us. The game really wants me to threaten Ekiel. Why? I mean, that's a fucked up story. It's weird that he wouldn't tell me. It's weird that he'd tell Alette. It's weird that they'd... Onif is the guy with the crazy eyes, right? Ekiel is the one who... Wait a minute. Ekiel had a sister who married Onif, but she died a long time ago. They've been bound since then. Onif left without him. Just left him without a word. That's what why he came after us. What? Is that backwards, or am I missing something? Ekiel's sister married Onif. Onif left without him. So Onif is the guy in blue. Wait. No. Isn't Onif the guy in black? Ekiel had a sister who married Onif. She's been talking to Ekiel. Ekiel had a sister who married Onif. But she died a long time. But she died a long time ago. They've been bound since. But then Onif left without him. Something's fucky. That's why he came after us. So Ekiel's the one in black, right? That's why he came. This is so poorly written that I genuinely don't know if it's intentionally obtuse or if it's just super fucked up and not edited. I feel like this is important too, and the game's just doing such a fucking sloppy job. I've been staring at this for several minutes trying to figure out what 3 sentences mean. Or 4, but it doesn't really matter. Ekiel had a sister who married Onif, but she died. Okay. Ekiel is the one in black. Onif is the one in blue. Ekiel's sister married Onif, but then she died a long time ago. Then Onif left without a word. Right. He came with us. Then Ekiel followed. Why would he do that? I don't get it. And why would he tell Alette? And why would he not tell me? And this doesn't say anything about his motivation or whether there's some cultural thing. Like there's some cultures where marrying into a marriage between families is much more of a partnership of between the families, where you like basically everyone in the one family becomes a member of the other family and vice versa. And if that's the implication, then we don't know anything culturally about this setting, so it doesn't mean anything. Fuck it. Let's get some clarification, because I don't get it. Confirm Ekiel's story. Eventually you find Onif back at camp and relate the story. Well, that's not what that means. When I say confirm Ekiel's story, it doesn't mean go ask Onif. It means go ask Ekiel. If you wanted me to ask Onif, you should fucking say, ask Onif if Ekiel's story is true. What the fuck? I'm mad again. I'm not even done with one episode. This game fucking tries my patience in every possible way. Eventually you find Onif back at camp and relate the story. Is that what Ekiel told you? Replies Onif. Then he sighs. It's true about his sister. She died of a fever when we were just married. Surprised he opened up like that. So I left him in Frostvalar, he continued. He'd be fine one day, ready to kill his own men the next. Sometimes he would. I'd make the same decision tomorrow. Tell Onif. No, that's not his job. I don't want to let the issue drop. I'm hoping confront Ekiel doesn't mean put a sword in his chest. You march directly over to where Ekiel has been forced to stay. Forced to stay? I didn't say anything about where he's been forced to stay. Far away from the rest of the caravan. He turns as you approach. Oh boy. What did I tell you, Ekiel? Didn't I see even one wrong look? Who's giving wrong looks? Your girl came to me. You want to try that phrasing again there, bud? Nice of her, I thought, seeing how she's the only one who gives a damn about the people around here. What in the depths is that supposed to mean? Look at you, running around, savoring everyone's hide, making decisions. Good for you. What kind of life is this? Miserable. Are you making it worth living? I see Alette helping the women, cooking food, taking care of the old, playing with the children. Talking to outcasts. Did you know she sews up the wounded every time you get them bloodied in a fight? Remember when I said you were a leader? Yeah, they join you. But they follow because of Alette. That's the best written piece of dialogue in the entire game. That genuinely took me aback. That's fucked up. Why is that an option? Okay. Why are all these options bad? What the fuck are these options? What? I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to force him to stay away from her. I don't know if she's supposed to be an adult or not. He gives me the creeps a little bit. He seems to have a decent head on his shoulders. This is fucked up, so I don't know. I know my daughter. Oh, I get it. You think I'm calling you a poor father? No. All I'm saying is, don't ask her to change who she is. These people need one of her, not two of you. I think the game's fucking with me. I think the game is like it's not like a what's the term? I can't remember the term. Narrator you can't trust. There's a word that I'm drawing a blank on. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Where you don't get the full story because the narrator is not telling the full truth or doesn't understand fully what's going on. But I think the game is trying to trick me actively because it's like Ekiel's appearance and his previous conduct does not in any way well, at least his appearance doesn't match what he's doing right now. The only weird behavior I've seen from him, honestly, it's weird that he marched from Frostvalar after us, but he was reasonable once he got here. I said it back then. The game desperately wants me to kill him. And that doesn't make any sense. What the fuck, game? Is this just... The game is fucking with me. Because it keeps giving me opportunities, many opportunities, to take negative routes with him. Like that part of that last dialogue there was every option was negative on some level. And the fact that he's got like that eye twitch and the constant like frown, excuse me, sorry, that was awful. That constant frown, and he's like has the axe, but then he says like what sounds like pretty reasonable stuff. I think the game desperately wants me to kill him because he's actually a good guy, and the game's just an asshole who wants to see me suffer and wants me to do all the wrong things. That would be the most consistent thing this game has done, is just force your hand to do all the worst shit just to spite you. I think the game's fucking with me. I think Ikil's the good guy. I don't know what Onif's angle is. It strikes me that they can't both be completely telling the truth. I think I'm going to side with Ekil and any further conflict. This is clearly not over. Anyway, this episode's gone on a long time. It's another one without combat, but hey, the game's going to have that, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.